So, hi all, welcome to this session, and this session is about PySpark. Alright, where you can learn about PySpark in under 10 minutes. Alright, so welcome to this session, and in this session, we will be discussing about the basics of PySpark. Alright, and how to install it, how to load it, how to basically read a data using PySpark. Alright, so till now you all must have been aware of pandas, PySpark, etc. Alright, so this is what it is. Now we will be doing what? Now we will be alright. So this is what it is. So I can see 0 viewers currently. Let me invite, give me a second, let me invite a few viewers. Alright, let me invite a few viewers. Alright, so let me share. The link, the session will start soon. Alright, just a second. Alright, now alright, cool. So let us do what? Let us begin with PySpark. Alright, so for basically installing PySpark on Google Colab, we need to do what? We need to basically install the PySpark library. So we install it with the help of what? We install it, either use it an exclamation mark and do pip install PySpark. Alright, or you can just remove the exclamation mark and just write pip install PySpark over here. Click on shift plus enter. It is allocating, connecting. This is the Google Colab. Alright, so this is what it is. This is your Google Colab. So initializing, connected. Now it will start installing PySpark. Alright, so this is what it is. Just give me a second. So it is now installing PySpark. So it has installed it quickly. Alright, so it is installed. It is installing currently. So this is how we install PySpark. Very simple. Just use the pip command, use the install version, and it will do what? It will start installing. Alright, so this is what it is. Pip install PySpark. Alright, so setup has been done successfully. It will stop in a while. Alright, so this is what successfully installed PySpark and Py4j. Alright, so this is what. Now before we begin with PySpark, what is PySpark and why is it called Spark and why is Py needed over here? So Spark is what? Spark is basically a database. Spark is a database. Spark is what? Spark is a database. So when you have big data, you have let's say 1 million rows of data, 2 or 3 million rows of data. There will come a point of time, let's say 3 or 4 million of data. By saying 3 or 4 million of data, I mean what? I mean 30 or 40 lakh rows of data. Alright, so when excuse me, so when the basically the data is huge, your IDEs like IDE integrated development environments like Jupyter Notebook, like Google Colab, they all start failing. All right, like Jupyter Notebook, like Google Colab, they do what, they basically start failing. So this is what happens. All right, so for that we need to connect it with a database that is able to handle big data. All right, like one of them is being the Spark database. All right, so this is what it is. So Spark is a database, and Python and PySpark is what is your coding you do in the is your Python coding you do in Spark database. All right, so this is what it is. So the Python code and the PySpark code are almost the same. There are a few differences, not much. There are a few differences which we will get to know pretty soon. All right, so this is what it is. So let me check if people have joined or not. So yeah, people are joining. All right, so this is what it is. So this is how we basically view PySpark. So we have installed PySpark. All right, and now we will be doing what? Now we will be basically, all right, so this is what it is. All right, next we'll be doing what? So PySpark has been installed. Next we'll be doing what? We'll be importing a few libraries, importing PySpark libraries. To initiate the session, initiate the PySpark session. Import PySpark libraries to initiate the PySpark session. So how we do that? So we do that with the help of from PySpark.sql import Spark session. From PySpark.sql import Spark session. All right. So Spark in the syntax should be S should be capital, S of Spark should be capital, and S of session should be capital. All right, next we'll be doing what? Next we'll be basically taking another session to import all the PySpark SQL functions of PySpark. So from PySpark.sql import, always be aware of the spelling mistakes. All right, dot functions. All right, import what? Import asterisk. So this is what it is. Import asterisk. So it will do what? It will import all the PySpark SQL functions that are present in the directory of PySpark SQL. All right, so this is what it is. India is about to win the test match. India versus Australia, 112 for 4, and almost 2 runs needed for India to win, and India will win the test match. All right, so this is what it is. Next we are going to do what? Next we are going to start a PySpark session, creating a Spark session. All right, so let us create a Spark session. So Spark is equal to Spark session, the package of PySpark.sql. All right, Spark session. All right, dot builder. All right, builder. All right, dot app name practice. We are naming the session. All right, so Spark session dot builder dot app name dot practice. We'll do what? We'll create get or create. All right, this will do what? This particular syntax will do what? Will basically create the Spark session for us and store it in the variable Spark. All right, so this is what it is. All right, now when we basically print this sorry for the always mind the spelling mistakes, Spark. All right, so what will happen is that it will give me a created session. It was showing me the version v 3.3.2 master local app name practice. So this is the practice name that I have given to the Spark. This is the basically your local directory, that where whatever functions we'll apply, it will store it in a local directory. All right, this is the Spark UI, basically user interface. It is different from the data frame of pandas. This is the version 3.3.2. So it has been updated recently. All right, so this is what next we are going to do. What next we are going to let us load a basic iris data. So what we are going to do over here is that iris, let me search for iris data, iris.csv. all right, let me take this data under consideration, iris data. all right, so here I have uploaded what I have uploaded the iris data. all right, now what I'll do is that I'll be creating a Spark. Now we will be doing what? We will be reading the CSV file in Spark. In Pandas, if you want to see how we do it in Pandas, you may visit the Pandas playlist. Alright, you could just go to our YouTube channel, alright, Data Mahadev, and you can just go to the playlists and this complete Pandas tutorial. Follow this playlist and you will understand how to read the CSV file. Alright, so this is what it is. India need one run to win. Anyways, let us continue our work. Or spark.read.csv. alright, we'll do what? We'll basically copy path. alright, copy path. Let me name this data spark. alright, so we'll copy path and we will do what? We will read this file. alright, let us read this file. alright, so this is what it is. It is now doing what? It is reading the file. Any doubts still here, anyone? Alright, let us do what? Let us print df underscore spark. Alright, so it is giving us what? C0 underscore C0 underscore C1 underscore C2 and so on till underscore C5. Now to view this particular data, we will do what? We will basically take df underscore spark dot show. alright, and when we so basically to view this data, it will show us what? It will show us the top 20 rows. It will do what? It will show us the top 20 rows. Alright, so df underscore spark dot show. So this is what this underscore C0 underscore C1, it is showing it as what? It is showing it as the column name it is given by default. Alright, but it is not showing us as to what we want. Alright, as to how the data actually looks. It has taken the columns also inside the database. Now how do we do that? How do we take the column into the header? Now these underscore C0 underscore C1 underscore C2, they are what? They are your header. Alright, we want what? We want our data to be ideal the way it looks in MS Excel. So what we will do over here is that we in the spark.read.csv parameter, we will include what? We will include a in the spark.read.csv function, we will include a parameter. What parameter? Header is equal to true. Alright, header is equal to true. Now run it once again. Alright, we can see that after applying header is equal to true, we can see that there is what? There is a the columns have been vanished. Alright, the columns have been vanished. Alright, so the head, the underscore C0 underscore C1, they have been vanished. Alright, the columns that are actual columns, they have taken control. Alright, so this is what it is. Next we'll be doing what? Next we'll be basically, now see the values, the data types it is showing is what? The data types it is showing is string, 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 whereas the data type of id, sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width are what? Are in double, are in float. So how do we do that? We'll take another parameter, infer schema. Alright, infer schema is equal to true. Alright, now as you can see that after doing this parameter infer schema is equal to true, so what is happening is that it is basically taking id as integer, sepal length cms double, sepal width cms double, petal length cms double, and so on. Alright, so this is what it is. Alright, so this is what it is. Species is string, so this is what it is. Now if we run this, it will again show us the same thing, but after doing infer schema, it is reading what? It is reading the column values. It is reading what? It is reading the column values. Now what we will do is that next part we will be doing what? Next part we will be printing the schema using the print schema function. Alright, using the print schema function. So how do we do that? df underscore spark, always mind the spelling mistake, dot print schema. Alright, it will show us the schema id integer nullable is equal to true. That means nullable is equal to true means no null file is, no null rows are available. Alright, so this is what it is. Next we can do what we want to print the data types of it. We can print the data types also. Always mind the spelling mistakes. df underscore spark dot d types. Alright, so this is what it is. id int. Alright, sepal length double. Over here what it happens is that the decimal values it gives it as float. Alright, the decimal value it gives it as float. Alright, so this is what next we are going to do. What next we are going to basically select, let's say, so we have what we have 5 different columns. All right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 different columns. Let us say we want to select this sepal length column. All right, so let us copy this sepal length cm. All right, I want to just view the top 5 values of sepal length column. So we'll take what we'll take df underscore spark dot select. All right, what sepal length cm dot show 5. All right, so top 5 values of a particular column, we can do that with the help of df underscore spark dot select. All right, so this is what it is. Next we can do what we want to create a column with the same values using PySpark. Pretty simple. All right, pretty simple it is. Just a second. Any doubts anyone has? If any doubts, please feel free to ask in the chat box. Alright, if any doubts, please feel free to ask in the chat box. Alright, so we are creating a column. Alright, so df underscore spark dot with column. Alright, we'll take country. Let's say the name of the column will be country, comma lit, let's say India. Alright, lit dot show. So it will do what? It will basically create a column. Alright, create a column where it mentions what? Where it mentions about India and all. Alright, and it will basically show. If we now the catch, if we check df underscore spark dot show, we check, you can see that in the original column it hasn't affected. So this is what this is, just for a display. It is basically what? It is basically a display. It doesn't affect the original values. All right, it is basically what? It is basically a display. All right, so this is what it is. Next point we will be taking what? We will be taking filtering of data. We will be taking what? We will be taking filtering of data. So df underscore spark. All right, any doubts anyone has till now? Any doubts? All right, so filtering of data, so we use the dot filter function. All right, so df underscore spark dot filter. All right, we'll take the call which column we want to filter. Let's say we want to filter sepal length cm. All right, we want to filter sepal length cm. So let's say we want to filter out this value 5.1. We want to filter the first value, and we want to see what? We want to see the top 10 records of the value 5.1. all right, so it is showing us that at one id 5.1 is there, 18, 20. all right, so there are total 9 instances. We can also see for 5 also, top 5. So this is what it is. This is how we can filter data. Let us try for a different value. Let us try for sepal width. All right, let us try for sepal width, and let us take what? Let us take 3.5. all right, so it is showing us values of 3.5. Let us check for show 10. Alright, so it has only hardly what 6 values that contains 3.5 of sepal with cm. Alright, so this is what it is. This is how we filter data using PySpark. Alright, so this is what it is. Let us do what? Let us import pandas as pd. Alright, let us import pandas as pd, converting of a Spark data frame into a pandas data frame. Alright, converting of a Spark data frame into what? Into a pandas data frame. So let us convert it. So it is very simple. df is equal to so whatever basically whatever data we have, all right, whatever database we've created it into a value. Right, we have created what? We have created Spark database into df underscore Spark. All right, so we'll take what? df underscore Spark dot to pandas function. All right, so it has done what? It has converted it into a pandas data frame. This is how we view a pandas data frame, and this is how we view a PySpark data frame. The difference between pandas data frame and PySpark data frame. Alright, so this is what it is. Alright, so we can also apply SQL functions also using pandas. We can also apply SQL function using pandas. Alright, so this is what it is. So for that we need to create what? For that we need to create a temporary view. Alright, so this is what it give the name of a table a name. Alright, so this is what it is. We will see that in the next session. Alright, as we can see, a very few people have joined. I agree that there are what? It is a Sunday afternoon. Alright, lazy Sunday afternoon. So anyways, we will conduct this session in the morning, Sunday morning or Saturday morning. Alright, so that's it. That's all we have for PySpark. If you have any doubts, you can write it in the comments box. So it is pretty simple. You need to use the pip install command, followed by using this to start the PySpark session, PySpark.sql import Spark session. Alright, then import all the functions, SQL functions of PySpark, creating a PySpark session. Alright, using Spark session.builder.app name practice get or create, print that, store it in a variable, use spark.read.csv. Alright, copy the path of the particular file, write header is equal to infer schema is equal to true. Alright, and show print schema. These are basic operations. Alright, we'll see next in the next live session. We'll see how to use SQL queries using PySpark. Alright, thanks a lot everyone. Thanks a lot for your session. See you all around.